Hey folks, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this video. This is News and Views by Doug. And this is where I talk about my observations and opinions on world events, politics, and pretty much anything else I feel like talking about. Today is Memorial Day, May 25th, and we're going to start off with a breaking story, something that is just sad, but today's Memorial Day. Now, I had planned on doing something a little bit different, but word just came down that Kerry Sharon, an Army Ranger veteran, has passed away from his injuries when he was brutally beat in front of his home known as the Trump House in Escondido, California. He was attacked by someone who lived in the neighborhood, reportedly a Navy veteran who was suffering from severe PTSD and had his own issues. But this man was 32 years old, and he attacked this 69-year-old veteran. And it was called the Trump House because the man had American flags everywhere and pro-Trump banners all across the front of his house. And we don't know the reason for the attack. We don't know how this Navy veteran got his PTSD. They haven't really talked about his naval service. But the 69-year-old Army veteran died from his injuries of being beat to death. And it's just sad. I'm hoping it wasn't a political thing, because nobody should die because of their political beliefs. And of course, the first thing, people were saying is that it was Republican on Republican. He was registered as a Republican on the East Coast, but when he moved to San Diego, he re-registered as a Democrat. Don't know if that has anything to do with it. I hope not. But to Mr. Sharon and his family, I'm sorry. So what I originally was going to do, and I always hate saying this because it's not a happy day. It's a day of remembrance. So it's kind of stupid when people say Happy Memorial Day. And, a lot of people just see it as a 3-day weekend to go out and have a good time with their family and friends, and that's fine. But today, we're supposed to remember our veterans who served and died in combat for our flag, for our country, for our people. And this started way back in April of 1775, when a bunch of American colonists in Lexington decided to stand up to the British Army. And there was a really small gunfight, but it's always been referred to as the shot heard around the world, because several years later, the United States of America was formed and successfully fought against British rule and became the United States of America. It's been 250 years of that, and America, we stand as a place of freedom and law, and it's being dragged through the gutter right now. But as Americans, we stand tall. We will come back. So one thing I would really like for everyone to do, if you're an American, is say along with me the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. See, it really is all about the flag. Our Pledge of Allegiance is to the flag. Our national anthem sings about that flag flying still after being bombarded by a British fleet in the War of 1812. We are the defenders of the world. May not always like that, but that's who we are. And no matter what the politics are, I want to think that we're here to be the guiding light to freedom. Memorial Day actually started off in 1868, only a year or two after the American Civil War ended. The Grand Old Army, which is now the equivalent of the Veterans of Foreign Wars, those folks, those soldiers and their families went to the cemeteries around the country and decorated the gravestones of those men that died during the Civil War. About 20 years later, it started being referred to as Memorial Day. And it wasn't until after World War I that Memorial Day represented all those men and women that died after fighting for this country. And I've been to several national cemeteries. I've been to Arlington, Fort Rosecrans, and Miramar. When you're at Arlington, it's just quiet. If it wasn't for the wind and the birds, there'd be no noise. And it's just rolling hill after hill after hill of white tombstones of men and women, all ranks, all religions or no religion. But the one thing that really stands out is you'll have a general or an admiral buried next to a private. We don't put the officers in their own section. We bury them together. Because that's what America is. And you go to the tomb of the unknown soldier. And that was established after World War I as a memorial to those that died in combat and were never able to be identified and returned to their families. And now in every conflict that we have since World War I, there is a representative of each one of these wars inside the tomb of the unknown soldier. And it's guarded by the Army's 3rd Infantry soldiers. So today on Memorial Day, remember those, there's a saying out there that all gave some, but some gave all. My grandfather, he served in World War I. He was a doughboy in France. My father served in the U.S. Navy his entire life. and he served during the Korean and the Vietnam era. Myself personally, I was in the United States Marine Corps. So my family has a tradition of being in the military. Please remember those that gave all. Remember their families. There's still a lot of people out there suffering. We're currently involved in a war. And we're going to lose people. And we now call those people, the families, the Gold Star families. Please show respect for these people. Don't go up to a veteran who's alive and say, Happy Memorial Day. You know, it's not for us. That's what we have Veterans Day for. So, folks, it's Memorial Day. Please remember those families that lost their loved ones for our country, the flag, and our people. Please remember them. And I want to leave you with this. God bless America, and you folks take care of yourselves.